Here we go now.
What I got to give it to you, dog.
Yeah.
You do a little dance and then you do a little walk up. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Yeah.
Give it away, give it away.
Here we go now.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Yeah. Just give it away, nigga. Break the back.
Don't stop,
Break the back.
don't stop,
Break the back.
don't stop, continue.
Break the back.
Don't stop.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The name is JH. And today, JH, I like speaking in third person, is going to talk about what a PSE, Postal Support Employee, processing clerk does. We're going to talk about their hours. We're going to talk about their job duties, and we're going to talk about their pay. Stick around. Jay clowns a little bit throughout his videos. Some people get it, some people don't. PSE, Postal Support Employee. It is not a position, it is just a level. If you are looking to apply for the post office and you see PSE processing clerk, and you decided to apply for that, understand you will be working in a plant environment, a warehouse environment, a building with no windows. Kind of gets depressing sometimes. But what do you do? What are your hours? What are your hours? Well, the plant environment is just that. It is a processing center where they process the mail. Mail is moved 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's how a piece of mail goes from point A to point B. There is 99.9% of the time, there is somebody in the building at a plant, unless there's a disaster or something. So, what hours will you work? They process mail 365 days a year, and they process mail 24 hours a day. So, they work one of three tours. Tours meaning shifts. I have a video that explains what a shift is / tour. Some of them work in the late evening, overnight into the morning. Some of them work early morning, real early morning into the morning. Some work from the morning to the afternoon, early evening. So like 3 shifts. You don't really have a choice when you first start because they're under a union, and you just kind of go with the flow. What is their job duties? Their job duties is to process the mail. They're using little machines all over. I don't know the names of these machines. There's a couple of creators that have specific information about the details of the names of the machines. My thing is to tell you kind of what they do. They're processing the mail. They're using scanners. They're using equipment that scans and moves the mails throughout the facility, codes it, puts all mail in proper order, and gets the mail ready in order to be distributed to different areas. Sometimes it's going out of state, sometimes it's going cross country, sometimes it's going local. They get all this mail in, and the mail handlers do the first part of it. When they get it, they're there just processing it. Some of them use these big trays and letter thingy mabob jiggy jams. I don't know the names. We have Creole Barbie, which is a processing clerk. She can give you information about some names. I believe there's PSE Tay. He does as well. He's new. So, you know, if you want some more details about the machines, go check them out. I'm just giving you basic information. Is it a grueling job? Absolutely not. It is a very repetitive job. You will be standing usually in front of machines. You're scanning whatever the mail that's getting processed all day. Because when somebody mails a piece of mail, they want to see that it's, if I go on USPS.com, I want to see that it got to here, then it went from here to there, it was processed, it left here, it received there, so on and so forth. So they are getting all that stuff ready. And then once it finally gets out to the truck, it's getting moved up to the front by a mail handler. There's another video I just created, so you can check that one out, what a mail handler does. He's moving the mail around the building. But the processing clerks, they are considered the elite. They kind of stick to each other. I don't get to see them very much unless I go into that area of the building to see what they do. But they use machines, lots of computer style equipment. And is it grueling? Absolutely not. Can it be done? Absolutely. There are many age groups that work at these machines that process the mail. They're young up to old, they're men up to women, and it is very repetitive though. It is very repetitive, and you usually have a partner that works with you. So the people you see are usually the ones that you're going to be there with for a while. It's going to be one of your brothers and sisters. I mean, I can't get too detailed about what they do, but just know it is extremely repetitive. Your shoulders will hurt, your feet may hurt, but it's more like a line style warehouse job. You know, you have to keep it moving. You have to keep it moving, and you know, they make fairly good money. I believe they're close to $19 an hour. They are under the American Postal Workers Union, so their unions are negotiated so that anything over 8 hours is overtime. Anything over 10 hours is a double time. They can call you to work 2 hours of overtime. They can call you to work 4 hours overtime. They're not calling you because they're picking on you. They're calling you because they need the work done. It's just pretty much how it is. You go to work because they need the work done. I love to hear people gripe, oh, because you fucking too much. I'm like, yo, they didn't need you. They wouldn't ask you for it. They don't want to give you money to have you stand around, right? Sometimes they do. But with the processing clerks, they're under the union. They have many different avenues that the processing clerks can go as well. Many different positions that branch off from the processing clerk. Some of them are on the dock doing dispatch. Some of them are in registry cages where they're collecting money, where they're giving out registered mail. So are you stuck in one position? No, they have flat sorters and mail. They got a lot going on. Will you be bored? It depends on what you pick to work. It's very difficult not to be able to keep up with that. The only way you really cannot keep up is if you just don't want to. It is easy to adapt to because, you know, it's a repetitive thing. Anything you do over and over and over again, you can catch up with and be all right with. Back to the pay. Processing clerks can make excellent money. I say excellent because, again, mail always needs to be processed. A friend of mine, she's 7 or 8 years in, and she's always complaining about having to do her taxes because she made too much money. She's over $120,000, you know, doing what she does. But again, she's 8 years in. I don't think she's even 35 yet. So, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. But she put the work in. You hear me? She put the work in. So the people that say, wow, $120,000, oh, I need that. Put the work in. You'll get that. Any position that you work at the post office, you have potential to make close to 100 grand a year. You just got to want to put the work in. Show that you want to work. Sign up for the ODL, overtime desired list, ODL, and get that. Get that. You know, get that money. If they ask you to do overtime, yeah, you got to understand. They need that. Know that you're not going to be around your family initially unless you really need to be. Once you become regular, you get to choose your shifts. And, you know, the good ones are usually taken by the people that have been there for a long time, but the money becomes addicting. It changes your lifestyle. So processing clerks can make easily $100,000 a year in 3 years or 4 years, give or take, depending on where you are in the country as well. So just show your willingness to work. People say, oh, you think I can do it? I'm, 22 years old. I'm 45 years old. I'm starting late. I'm 55 years old. You can do any job you want to put your mind to. Because at the end of the day, we have a funky economy that's going on out there. You know who doesn't worry about the funky economy? Postal workers. Because we get cost of living adjustments. When things go up, our pay goes up. Just how it goes. So thank the union for that. What else? What else can we describe about it? Well, there's not much more to say about that. If you have more detailed questions about what processing clerks do and what they should be wearing, I mean, you're in a planned environment. I made a video about what you should wear and what you shouldn't wear. But you can, like I said, there's other creators that have specifics about each craft. I kind of tried to get a group of people together. That way you guys always, if you're watching this video and this is a craft that you want to do, go check out one of the creators that actually jump in and describe what they do. And they will have more detailed information about what they do. Remember, when you ask them questions, certain questions only apply to their plant. So don't get too specific because it may not apply to your plant. That's why I give general information. But I have so many people that give me feedback, I can formulate, oh, well, this person in California said it's the same way over here in Texas, said the same way in Chicago. So once I have enough people to tell me something about something, then I can feed that information back to you. But do they work hard? Sheesh. I don't see them walking out of there sweating. Do they look bored? They look content. And they do their job. And that's pretty much all I can give you about this specific craft. I do have another video that may have a little more information, and I'm going to leave a link in the video description, and it may have been popped up on the top somewhere already. Check that one out. Again, I'm making shorter videos about each craft just because the platform is here and people don't like to go back in time, so we're just going to just update them. Just going to update them for you. You see me? This is JH with another one. I want to thank you. Check out some of my other videos because they're full of information. We out.